This 2015 postseason broadcast is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni, Worlds of Opportunity, Investing for Eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better, Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitson Decorating Center, providing you with quality, service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Wright Appraising Services, they're certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Chemical Implement, pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home Steel Siding and Windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. Steel Fabrications, the Iron Men of Western Kansas. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Discovery Drilling, with 4 late model rigs, they have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and asinizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of various schools. Bernie's Hamburger House, feed yourself or the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply, for the best in parts, stop by Gibbs Auto Supply. Shelby Resources and Captima Energy, proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And by Eagle Communications, our community connected. This 2015 postseason broadcast is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni, Worlds of Opportunity, Investing for Eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better, Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitson Decorating Center, providing you with quality, service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Wright Appraising Services, they're certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Chemical Implement, pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home Steel Siding and Windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. Steel Fabrications, the Iron Men of Western Kansas. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Discovery Drilling, with 4 late model rigs, they have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and asinizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of various schools. Bernie's Hamburger House, feed yourself or the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply, for the best in parts, stop by Gibbs Auto Supply. Shelby Resources and Captima Energy, proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And by Eagle Communications, our community connected. This 2015 postseason broadcast is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni, Worlds of Opportunity, Investing for Eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better, Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitson Decorating Center, providing you with quality, service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Wright Appraising Services, they're certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Chemical Implement, pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home Steel Siding and Windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. Steel Fabrications, the Iron Men of Western Kansas. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Discovery Drilling, with 4 late model rigs, they have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and asinizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of various schools. Bernie's Hamburger House, feed yourself or the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply, for the best in parts, stop by Gibbs Auto Supply. Shelby Resources and Captima Energy, proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And by Eagle Communications, our community connected. This 2015 postseason broadcast is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni, Worlds of Opportunity, Investing for Eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better, Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitson Decorating Center, providing you with quality, service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Wright Appraising Services, they're certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Chemical Implement, pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home Steel Siding and Windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. Steel Fabrications, the Iron Men of Western Kansas. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Discovery Drilling, with 4 late model rigs, they have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and acidizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of various schools. Bernie's Hamburger House, feed yourself or the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply, for the best in parts, stop by Gibbs Auto Supply. Shelby Resources and Captima Energy, proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And by Eagle Communications, our community connected. This 2015 postseason broadcast is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni, Worlds of Opportunity, Investing for Eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better, Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitson Decorating Center, providing you with quality, service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Wright Appraising Services, they're certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Chemical Implement, pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home Steel Siding and Windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. Steel Fabrications, the Iron Men of Western Kansas. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Discovery Drilling, with 4 late model rigs, they have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and acidizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of various schools. Bernie's Hamburger House, feed yourself or the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply, for the best in parts, stop by Gibbs Auto Supply. Shelby Resources and Captima Energy, proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And by Eagle Communications, our community connected. This 2015 postseason broadcast is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni, Worlds of Opportunity, Investing for Eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better, Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitson Decorating Center, providing you with quality, service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Wright Appraising Services, they're certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Chemical Implement, pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home Steel Siding and Windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. Steel Fabrications, the Iron Men of Western Kansas. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Discovery Drilling, with 4 late model rigs, they have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and acidizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of various schools. Bernie's Hamburger House, feed yourself or the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply, for the best in parts, stop by Gibbs Auto Supply. Shelby Resources and Captima Energy, proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And by Eagle Communications, our community connected. This 2015 postseason broadcast is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion Alumni, Worlds of Opportunity, Investing for Eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better, Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitson Decorating Center, providing you with quality, service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Wright Appraising Services, they're certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Chemical Implement, pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home Steel Siding and Windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. Steel Fabrications, the Iron Men of Western Kansas. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Discovery Drilling, with 4 late model rigs, they have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and acidizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of various schools. Bernie's Hamburger House, feed yourself or the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply, for the best in parts, stop by Gibbs Auto Supply. Shelby Resources and Captiva Energy, proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And by Eagle Communications, our community connected. This 2015 postseason broadcast is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion Alumni, Worlds of Opportunity, Investing for Eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better, Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitson Decorating Center, providing you with quality, service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Wright Appraising Services, they're certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Chemical Implement, pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home Steel Siding and Windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. Steel Fabrications, the Iron Men of Western Kansas. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Discovery Drilling, with 4 late model rigs, they have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and acidizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of various schools. Bernie's Hamburger House, feed yourself or the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply, for the best in parts, stop by Gibbs Auto Supply. Shelby Resources and Captiva Energy, proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And by Eagle Communications, our community connected. This 2015 postseason broadcast is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion Alumni, Worlds of Opportunity, Investing for Eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better, Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitson Decorating Center, providing you with quality, service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Wright Appraising Services, they're certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Chemical Implement, pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to
Good afternoon and welcome into Jordan Park in Larned, site of the 4A Division II Larned Softball Regional, as the TMP Lady Monarchs come in as the number 2 seed. They'll take on the host Larned Indians, who will be the 3 seed. Welcome in. I'm Jonathan Swiggin as we get you set for an afternoon of softball for the Lady Monarchs, who are trying to get back to the state tournament after missing out last year. This Lady Monarch team comes in at 10-2 10-10 on the year, and they are running through the starting lineups and the player introductions here before game number 2 of our regional. Of course, had to deal with a little bit of Mother Nature playing a role, pushing it back a couple of days for this softball regional, with the Hoisington Central Plains Cardinals coming away with a game 1 victory here in the 1-4 seed over Nickerson. So Central Plains, that Hoisington Central Plains team finishes, improves to now 12-9 on the year with a 12-0 5-inning win over Nickerson, who finishes the year 0-21. So the winner of this matchup between TMP Marion and Larned will take on Hoisington Central Plains. They've got the starting lineups done on the field, and so we can go ahead and run through them for you right now. First, it will be Larned, who is the host team, but will be the visitors as a number 3 seed. We'll have Erin Smith to lead it off. She's the left fielder, followed by the center fielder, Annie Russell, and the pitcher, Shay Shepard. Batting 4th is Macy Perez, the first baseman. Alexis Langdon, the catcher, batting 5th. In the 6th spot is Tamara Bryant, the shortstop. Maddie Glover, the third baseman, is batting 7th. Batting 8th will be Kelsey Parr, the designated player. Haley Skelton is the right fielder, batting 9th, and they will face Bailey Lacey, the TMP Marion pitcher, as Lacey will get the start here in game number 1 for the Lady Monarchs. Lacey, the freshman for the Lady Monarchs, will face Smith, Russum, and Shepard. Can run through the infield and outfield lineup behind Lacey, who is in the circle. Laurel Hageman will be the catcher for the Lady Monarchs. Anna Gottschalk will be the first baseman. Second baseman will be Jody Veach. Kelly Veach at short. Third baseman is Caitlin Zimmerman. And then in the outfield, in left field, will be Heidi Gottschalk. Center fielder is Bridget Hyman. And Brianna Romy will be out in right field for the Lady Monarchs. So just about set this one to get this one underway. Lady Monarchs come in as the 2 seed at 10-10, trying to stay alive and advance to the finals of this Larned Regionals. Thanks for joining us here from Larned and Jordan Park, and it will be leading it off, the right-handed hitting left fielder Erin Smith for the Indians. That first pitch is inside, as it's called, a ball, and we are underway just after 3:15 here in game number 2 of this softball regional, as that pitch is high and all the way to the backstop from the TMP Lady Monarch starter Bailey Lacey, making her 11th start of the season, as she's battled back now and runs the count to 2 balls and a strike. Lacey, 62 and a third innings for the Lady Monarchs on the season. Here's the 2-1 offering, fouled back into the screen, and the count is even up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes in a beautiful afternoon for softball. A little overcast as the clouds have moved in just a little bit, but it's a beautiful afternoon for softball. Here's a 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Erin Smith with the strikeouts as Lacey sits down the first hitter of the ball game for Larned. We'll see the right-handed hitting center fielder Annie Russum up next. Russum will be followed by the pitcher Shay Shepard. So Lacey able to strike out the first hitter she faces, and the first offering a little bit low and in the dirt. 62 and a third innings. This will be her 11th start in her 11th appearance for the Lady Monarchs. Leads the team with a 6-4 record, and nice pitch up in the zone that's cut on and missed that time by Russum, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Lacey leads the Lady Monarchs in most pitching categories, as this one's fouled back into the screen, and now she's ahead of the count. A ball and 2 strikes with one down here to the number 2 hitter, Annie Russum, for the Larned Lady Indians. They are the host here, but they are the visitor on the scoreboard in their black uniforms with those gray pants. And a little off-speed pitch and a second strikeout for Lacey. She gets the first 2 hitters of the ball game swinging. And the Lady Monarchs with a good start here from Lacey, retiring the first 2 hitters she's faced. That'll bring up the pitcher Shay Shepard, another right-handed hitter for the Indians. Lacey, 2 quick outs and misses low. And so she's fallen behind all 3 hitters in this inning. Has 2 strikeouts to show for it so far. Here's the 1-0 offering. That's in there for a strike. So evens the count at a 1 ball and 1 strike. Lacey into the windup, and this one's fouled back to the screen. Monarch freshman quickly head in the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mowed down the first couple of hitters on strikeouts. Lacey's 1-2 offering is fouled down the third base line. Lacey with 83 strikeouts on the season. Coming in now with 85 on the year. Here's the 1-2 offering again, and that one is up in the zone. So that time Shepard able to lay off. As it evens the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch, cut on and missed. And Lacey strikes out the side in the first. We'll head to the Monarch half of the first. After this, no score through half of an inning.
TMP Marion postseason softball is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni. Worlds of opportunity, investing for eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better. Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes, a Vinstum Decorating Center, providing you with quality service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Ride Appraising Services. They are certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Carrico Implement is pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home steel siding and windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Nextech Wireless with an advanced 3G network and the best customer service. Nextech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. And Steel Fabrications, the Iron Man of Western Kansas, all helping to bring you a Thomas More Prep Marion postseason softball.
Back into the bottom half of the first inning as the Monarchs will get their first shot at the plate. Monarchs get a good start from pitcher Bailey Lacey as the freshman mows down and the first 3 hitters she faces as she strikes out the side. So due up for the Monarchs. We'll see Jody Veach, the second baseman. She'll lead it off, followed by Kelly Veach at shortstop. Laurel Higeman is the catcher batting third. Lacey, the pitcher, batting fourth. Anna Gottschalk at first base, bats fifth. Heidi Gottschalk bats sixth and is in left field. Caitlin Zimmerman is batting seventh. She's at third base. The designated player is Megan Bryn, and she bats eighth, and Brianna Romy is the right fielder, and she bats ninth. That's the first pitch in there for a strike from the Larned starter, who has that pitch miss inside. That's Shay Shepard, the starting pitcher for the Indians. Evens that count at a ball and a strike. Here's a little line drive that is foul down the first base line. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the Monarch leadoff hitter, Jody Veach. And this one fouled into the dirt and back to the screen, and it's still a ball and 2 strikes. Veach leads the Monarchs in singles and runs scored as a leadoff hitter, hitting 333 coming in to the regional, and she'll foul that one back to the screen and staying alive here at a ball and 2 strikes. No score, so we play here in the Monarch half of the first inning. Shepard into the windup. Here's a ground ball to third, and the throw is going to be in time from Maddie Glover. So 1 down here in the inning. And that will bring up the Monarch number 2 hitter, Kelly Veach, the shortstop. With 1 down in the inning. Kelly Veach batting .254 on the year for the Monarchs. Pitch from Shepard misses inside. And Veach ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0 offering. Fouled back to the screen, and it evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Shepard, the pitcher for the Indians, into the windup, and this one's pulled foul down that third base line. And it will stay a ball and 2 strikes. To the Monarchs shortstop, the number 2 hitter, Kelly Veach. Waiting in the on-deck circle is the catcher, Laurel Hageman, for the Monarchs. Veach waiting on the 1-2 offering, and that's a swing and a miss. She chased one up in the zone. And so that'll bring up Hageman with 2 down here in the inning. Here's the first pitch to Hageman. That'll miss up in the zone. So Hageman ahead in the count here. 1 ball and no strikes. No score here in our half of the first inning. This is fouled into the stands down the first base line. Down the third base line, they've got a net protecting those stands, but not down the first base line, so you'll be on your toes down there at first base. Here's the pitch that is skied into a short center field. Call it behind second base, and on to make the play is Russum. So we've played 1 full inning. No score. It'll be the Indians' turn at their half of the second inning after this.
More Prep Marion softball is brought to you by Discovery Drilling. With 4 late model rigs, they have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Hayes Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and acidizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of area schools. Verney's Hamburger House, feed yourself for the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply, for the best in parts. Style by Gibbs Auto Supply. And brought to you by Shelby Resources and Captiva Energy. Proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And Thomas More Prep Marion softball is also brought to you in part by Eagle Communications, our community connected. TMP Marion postseason softball is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion.
And back into top half of the second inning. Still no score as the Lady Monarchs go in order in their half of the first inning. After Bailey Lacey had struck out the side in her half of the first. So Macy Perez, the first baseman, will lead it off for the Indians. She'll be followed by the catcher Alexis Langdon and Tamara Bryant, the shortstop, all due up in this inning. Face the freshman Bailey Lacey, who struck out the side of the first. And the righty quickly into the windup, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. So able to jump out ahead here on top of Perez. Lacey fell behind every hitter in the first inning, but battled back to strike out the side as that pitch misses low. And it evens a count at a ball and a strike. The freshman Lacey, the right-handed pitcher, in there for a strike, and she is quickly ahead here of Perez, the first baseman. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's cut out and missed. And she has struck out the first 4 hitters she has faced, with 1 down in the second. That'll bring up the catcher, Alexis Langdon. Langdon will be followed by Bryant. So a good start here for Monarch starter Bailey Lacey, who struck out the first 4 hitters she's faced. Here's a chopper that's going to go foul down that first base line. And again, Lacey jumps ahead in the count here. No balls and 1 strike. Winner of this one between TMP and Larned will get Hoisington at Central Plains in the regional finals following this game. 0-1 pitch is up in the zone. That time Langdon able to lay off of that offering, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. 1-1 pitch cut on and missed. Just like that, Lacey quickly ahead in the count here. A ball and 2 strikes. You see the Monarch freshman working quickly. Here's the 1-2 offering. This one is fouled back and out of play. Lacey struck out the side of the first. Struck out Perez to lead off the second. And is ahead in the count here. A ball and 2 strikes to the catcher Langdon, and she got her again. And Monarchs, not sure how many outs there are. So 2 down now as Langdon strikes out swinging. And that'll bring up Tamara Bryant with 2 down here in the inning. So a great start for Bailey Lacey. She has now 88 strikeouts as that one's cut on and missed. 88 strikeouts now on the year for the freshman right-hander, and she's ahead of Bryant here in the count. No balls and a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll miss low. And the count even, and a ball and a strike. 1-1 pitch. That will miss low. Lacey falls behind, 2 balls and a strike. To the number 6 hitter for the Larned Indians. There's the pitch. That'll be shot foul down the first base line. And it's still a ball, or rather 2 balls and 2 strikes. To the number 6 hitter, Tamara Bryant for the Larned Indians. Lacey with the 2-2 pitch. That one is lined foul into the parking lot. And so count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes as Lacey working quickly in that circle. Bryant waits on the 2-2 pitch. This one is a foul into the stands. Shot that one into the stands over there down the first base line. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. This has been the best battle so far as Bryant and Lacey really battling here. 2-2 pitch, 2 outs, and that's fouled back to the screen. A pitch up in the zone, and Bryant just able to get a piece of it and stay alive here with that 2 ball and 2 strike count. Lacey into the windup here on the 2-2, and that'll miss up in the zone, and so our first full count of the ball game. That's 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Larned shortstop, Tamara Bryant, and she'll foul this one back to the screen. Good battle here with the junior Bryant. Maddie Glover, the third baseman, waits in the on-deck circle, but Lacey trying to find a way to get out Bryant. Here's the 3-2 offering, and she struck her out. 6 straight strikeouts now for Bailey Lacey. We head to the bottom half of the second. The Monarchs trying to get something going here. Still no score.
TMP Marion postseason softball is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni. Worlds of opportunity, investing for eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better. Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes, a Vinstum Decorating Center, providing you with quality service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Ride Appraising Services. They are certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Carrico Implement is pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home steel siding and windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Next Tech Wireless with an advanced 3G network and the best customer service. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. And Steel Fabrications, the Iron Man of Western Kansas, all helping to bring you a Thomas More Prep Marion postseason softball. Thomas More.
Head to the bottom half of the second. The pitcher, Bailey Lacey, will lead it off for the TMP Lady Monarchs. Lacey cruising as so far as in the circle. She's really given the Monarchs a Great start as that one kind of handcuffed her on the first offering from Shepard, the pitcher who has matched Lacey so far through an inning. And the 0-1 pitch will miss up in the zone, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Lacey will be followed by Anna Gottschalk and Hannah Gottschalk. All due up this inning as this one's fouled out of play down that first base line, and the count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. Lacey trying to get something started for the Lady Monarchs, hitting .387 for TMP, and the pitch from Shepard is up and away, and it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lacey leads the team in hits with 24 on the season, and she fouls this one back into the screen. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes with Anna Gottschalk and Heidi Gottschalk due up behind Bailey in the bottom half of the second. Here's the 2-2. That's cut on and missed for out number 1. The first out of the inning. And we'll see Anna Gottschalk, the first baseman for the Lady Monarchs. And she goes after the first pitch and fouls this one back into the screen. Gottschalk, statistically the leading hitter for the Lady Monarchs. 2 for 3 on the year, making just her 6th plate appearance for the Monarchs. As Gottschalk waits on this 0-1 pitch. That's fouled back to the catcher. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Gottschalk gets to start at first base this afternoon. As the cloud cover moves in. It's cooled off just a little bit, but another beautiful day for softball. Here's the 0-2. Now it's inside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes with Gottschalk ahead in the count here, or rather behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. She'll spray this one foul down the first base line, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to the freshman Gottschalk. Of course, just 3 seniors on this Lady Monarch squad. Shepard into the windup, and that'll bounce up there and even the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So go to battle here for the Monarch first baseman Anna Gottschalk with 1 down here. No scores. We play in our bottom half of the second inning. Offering cut on and missed, and that's going to be the second out of the ball game, or here of the second inning. On back-to-back strikeouts for the Monarchs. Heidi Gottschalk, the left fielder, up now for the Monarchs, sitting .246 on the year. The first offering from Shepard is a ball. 1-0 offering is inside. So Heidi Gottschalk ahead in the count here now. 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 down. Bottom half of the second. Still no score. And Gottschalk will cut on and miss at the 2-0 offering. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Both teams still looking for their first hit. Their first base runner as well. 2-1 pitch. This one fouled into the dirt. And it evens the count at 2 balls and a strike. Gottschalk leads the team in triples. One of 4 different players with a couple. Here's a grounder that's going to find its way through, and that's our first hit of the ball game for Heidi Gottschalk. Little seeing eye single right back up the box. And the Monarchs with 2 down. A little bit of an opportunity here in the second with Caitlin Zimmerman up for the Lady Monarchs. Zimmerman hitting .217 on the year. And the first pitch is cut on and missed. Zimmerman tied for the lead in home runs and leads the team, actually tied for lead in doubles as well. She has 1 home run and 5 doubles on the year. And quickly falls behind now. No balls and 2 strikes. So Heidi Gottschalk leads at first. The Monarch left fielder able to reach on that single, and Zimmerman fouls this one out of play down that first base line and stays alive. And no balls and 2 strikes. If Zimmerman can find a way on, that would bring up the designated player, Megan Bryn, the number 8 hitter for the Lady Monarchs. Heidi Gottschalk will lead from first, and that one's fouled back into the screen again. So good battle here. Behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes for the Monarch sophomore, Zimmerman. Here's the pitch. That's cut on and missed. And Shepard strikes out the side of the second. Monarchs get a hit. But strand a runner at first. We played 2. Still no score from Larned.
Prep Marion Softball is brought to you by Discovery Drilling with 4 late model rigs. They have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and acidizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of area schools. Verney's Hamburger House, feed yourself or the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply for the best in parts. Stop by Gibbs Auto Supply. And brought to you by Shelby Resources and Captiva Energy. Proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And Thomas More Prep Marion Softball is also brought to you in part by Eagle Communications, our community connected.
They head to the top of the third inning. Still no score. Jonathan Swigert back with you here from Larned as the host Indians will get their turn at the plate here in the top half of the third. Bailey Lacey so far has struck out the first 6 hitters she's faced for the Monarchs starter. Freshman Lacey striking out the side the first 2 innings. We'll see Maddie Glover, Kelsey Parr, and Haley Skelton do up for the Indians. And the first pitch is in there for a strike from Lacey. Working ahead in the count here for the Monarch starting pitcher. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that one's fouled out of play down that first base line. And so Lacey quickly ahead now. No balls and 2 strikes. So great start here for Lacey in the third. Monarchs with just the 1 hit through 2 innings. Arnott still looking for their first hit as Lacey into the windup on the 0-2 pitch, and that'll miss away. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Glover, the third baseman for the Indians, with designated player Parr and Skelton do up this inning. Here's the 1-2 chopped into the dirt and back to the screen, and it stays with a ball and 2 strikes. Lacey with 6 strikeouts through 2 innings. Every one of them have been swinging so far. Came in with 83 strikeouts and 6 2/3 innings. And the off-speed pitch misses away, and so it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two offering is fouled back and out of play. That one ricochets. I believe it hit off the catcher Hageman. And so it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lacey, the righty into the windup. This one is fouled out of play down that first base line. So far, Lacey's doing a good job of keeping the Indian hitters off balance. So counts even here at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the third baseman Glover, and that time Lacey bounced that one up there, and so it runs the count full. Just the second time through now 7 hitters, the count has been full for Lacey. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and she walks the first hitter of the ball game, and the first base runner for the Indians is Glover, the third baseman. That'll bring up the designated player Kelsey Parr for Larned with a runner at first. And she squared around a bunt, runner off and going. Throw down to second is not in time as it gets through the catch of Beach. And so a stolen base for Maddie Glover. Glover, the leadoff hitter here in the third, walked, now takes second on a stolen base. And Parr, who was attempting to bunt, is behind in the count, no balls and a strike. Lacey again with another bunt attempt. And Parr misses. So she quickly falls behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes. And Lacey's pitch is in there for a strike. And Lacey with her 7th strikeout of the ball game, and there's one down. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Haley Skelton, the right fielder. As runner still out there at second is Maddie Glover, the third baseman. She walked to lead off the inning. She's the lone base runner for the Indians. So here's a bunt. That's going to roll foul. Zimmerman waited for it to go foul. And so no balls and a strike. Gotta think the way these two are dealing in the circle so far, 1 or 2 runs could do it as we play here in the top half of the third, and we've just had 1 base runner for each team. As Glover walked to lead off this inning, and she's running again, but she's going to be out at third on a good strike from Hageman. Zimmerman with a good tag down there as well, and so Glover is out number 2 on the count, stealing. A good shot that time by Hageman down to third. And Zimmerman did a good job to get the tag down as well with a little bit of contact down there at third, and here's a swing and a miss. And now Lacey ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're 2 down in the inning. A big count stealing. Here's the pitch that is popped up on the infield. Second baseman Jody Veach will make the play, and we've played now 2.5. Still no scores. The Monarchs will get their chance here in the third after this.
TMP Marion postseason softball is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni. Worlds of opportunity, investing for eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better. Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes, Vinstum Decorating Center, providing you with quality service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Ride Appraising Services. They are certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Carrico Implement is pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home steel siding and windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Nextech Wireless with an advanced 3G network, the best customer service. Nextech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. And Steel Fabrications, the Iron Man of Western Kansas, all helping to bring you a Thomas More Prep Marion postseason softball. Thomas More Prep Marion.
Back into the bottom half of the third inning. It's the Monarchs and the Indians still knotted up here at 0. TMP will have their 8, 9, and a 1 hitters due up in the third inning. Designated player Megan Bren will be followed by Brianna Romy, and then back to the top of the order with Jody Veach. Here's the first pitch, fouled into the fence near the Indian dugout. And so Bren falls behind here in the count. No balls and a strike. Bren hitting 140 on the season. Here's the 1 pitch. That's quickly in there for a strike. And so the pitcher for Larned, Shea Shepard, ahead of the count, no balls and 2 strikes. This one chopped right in front of home plate. Pitcher Shepard with a strong throw to first for out number 1 as Bryn grounds out for the first out of the third inning. We'll see the number 9 hitter, Brianna Romy, the right fielder for the Lady Monarchs. Romy, a 143 hitter on the season, goes after the first pitch and a little bit late. And it's no balls and a strike to the Monarch freshman Romy. Here's a little chopper down the line at first, fielded by Perez, and she'll step on the bag for the second out of the inning. And we'll head back to the top of the order for Jody Veach, the Monarchs second baseman.
Second baseman, number 24, Jody Veach.
0 for 1 for the Monarchs in the ball game is Veach. And Shepard's first pitch is in there for a strike. Veach with a ground out to third to lead off the Monarch half of the first inning. And that pitch is away, and it evens the count here at a ball and a strike. Monarchs trying to get a little two-out rally started. Here's a base hit right back up the middle. So the Monarchs with their second two-out single. This one comes here in the bottom half of the third inning for Jody Veach. And that'll bring up Kelly Veach now for the Lady Monarchs. The shortstop, Kelly Veach, struck out in her first plate appearance back in that first inning. Veach, a 254 hitter, watches the first pitch miss low. Still no score in the bottom half of the third inning. Monarchs with a runner on here and 2 outs, and now off and running is Veach. Could throw down, and good job by Jody Veach to get underneath the tag. Langdon with a pretty good throw down there, but Veach able to get in underneath. She takes second base on the steal, and now the Monarchs have a runner out at second. That's the first time that they've had a runner reach second base in the ball game. After the coach for Larned, Coach Wilson, makes a quick trip out to chat with the umpire at second base. We are ready to go. So Monarchs with a runner at second. Here's a grounder to third. Glover on and will fire for the third out of the inning. So Monarchs get a runner on, but unable to do anything with it as we head to the top of the fourth. Still no score.
TMP Marion postseason softball is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni. Worlds of opportunity, investing for eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better. Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes, a Vinston Decorating Center, providing you with quality service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Ride Appraising Services. They are certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Carrico Implement is pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home steel siding and windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Next Tech Wireless with an advanced 3G network and the best customer service. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. And Steel Fabrications, the Iron Man of Western Kansas, all helping to bring you a Thomas More Prep Marion postseason softball. Thomas Prep Marion.
Back to the bottom half of the third inning, or rather top half of the fourth inning, as we come to you from the Larned 4A Division II Regional. No score between the TMP Lady Monarchs and the Larned Lady Indians so far. Monarchs pitcher Bailey Lacey with an outstanding outing. As the first pitch from Lacey misses up in the zone as Aaron Smith, the leadoff hitter, cuts and misses at the 1-0 offering, and so Lacey able to even the count at a ball and a strike. It's Smith, the leadoff hitter, followed by Russum and Shepard due up here in this inning as that pitch is fouled back and out of play. And here Lacey ahead now in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Larned still looking for their first hit. That's Lacey with 7 strikeouts through 3 innings. This pitch is up and away, and it's 1 ball, now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smith struck out her first time up to lead off the ball game. One of those 7 strikeout victims, and make it strike number 3. Another cut on a miss, and so 1 down here in the top of the 4th inning as Smith strikes out for the 2nd time of the ball game. Now 8 strikeouts in the ball game for Bailey Lacey. That'll put her over 90 strikeouts on the season. Now with 92 is the first pitch to the number 2 hitter, Annie Russum. That is a low and away. Russum, again, one of those strikeout victims as Lacey struck out the side of the 1st and the 2nd. And Russum will foul this one back into the parking lot. And now Lacey quickly ahead in the count here. No balls and 2 strikes. Working quickly in that circle. Whether it's 1 ball and 1 strike here for the Monarch right-hander. Here's the pitch that's fouled out of play down the first base line, and everybody just late, fouling everything down that, or backing out of play down that first base line. And so far, Lacey keeping the Indian hitters off balance. She's ahead in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is up in the zone, and it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Winner of this one gets Hoisington Central Plains as the Cardinals rolled to a 12-0 win earlier this afternoon in 5 innings. Here's 2-2 pitch. That's in there, called strike 3 for the 2nd out of the inning. As Lacey, it's Russum looking, and that'll bring up the pitcher Shepard with 2 down here in the inning. Shepard had a good battle with Lacey in that first one, but again, a strikeout victim. First pitch cut on and missed. Lacey really working now with the no balls and a strike. And quickly ahead now, no balls and 2 strikes. So Lacey trying to repeat the Monarch or the Indian half of the first, and that one just a little bit wide of the strike zone, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Top half of the 4th inning, still no score. 1-2 offering, cut on and missed, and she struck out the side again in the 4th. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. After this, still no score. Monarchs will get their chance again here at the plate.
And softball is brought to you by Discovery Drilling with 4 late model rigs. They have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and acidizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of area schools. Verning's Hamburger House, feed yourself for the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply for the best in parts, styled by Gibbs Auto Supply, and brought to you by Shelby Resources and Captiva Energy, proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And Thomas More Prep Marion Softball is also brought to you in part by Eagle Communications, our community connected. TMP.
We head to now the bottom half of the 4th inning as the TMP Lady Monarchs and the Larned Lady Indians still knotted up here at 0. Pretty good pitching matchup so far as Shea Shepard for the Lady Indians has limited the Monarchs to just a pair of hits, but they've come in the last 2 innings. Unfortunately, both times come with 2 outs, and the Monarchs have been unable to get anything going offensively. And for the Larned Indians on offense, it has been all Bailey Lacey as the young righty for the Lady Monarchs has dominated so far. Just 1 walk given up. Struck out the side in 3 of 4 innings. Has 10 strikeouts through those 4 innings. We'll see Laurel Hageman to lead it off, the number 3 hitter for the Lady Monarchs. The pitcher, Bailey Lacey, waits in the on-deck circle, and then Anna Gottschalk due up for the Monarchs here in this inning as Hageman watches that pitch miss up in the zone. Hageman flew out to just behind second base her first time up. And now ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes as that pitch misses high. And so Hageman, a 190 hitter on the year. Ahead in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes. And now ahead, 3 balls and no strikes. So good chance here for the Monarch number 3 hitter Hageman, trying to get something started here in this bottom half of the 4th inning. Shepard's pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. See if Hageman gets the green light with a 3-1 count. Shepard's offering, cut on and missed, and the count now full as Hageman couldn't quite catch up to that one, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Shepard's pitch fouled back and out of play. So Hageman battling here with a 3-2 count. Still no score here in this 4th inning. And a really good matchup so far. And this one fouled back into the fence behind home plate. And it's still 3 balls and 2 strikes. So good battle here for Hageman. 0 for 1 in the ball game, trying to get something started here for the Lady Monarchs. 3-2 pitch is up in the zone, and Hageman draws a leadoff walk. The Monarchs with their 3rd base runner. And because the catcher Hageman reached on the walk, we'll get a courtesy runner for the Lady Marks as Sierra's side. The freshman will be on to run for the Monarchs. And Bailey Lacey, the pitcher, up now with nobody down and a runner at first. And the right-handed hitting pitcher Lacey waits on the first pitch as she squared around a bunt, and they'll say she didn't pull it back in time. That one was low, and Lacey tried to pull it back, but I'll call her for her, say she didn't quite get it back in time. So now she's behind in the count, no balls and a strike. See if she's bunting again. She is not. Here's a grounder right back up the middle and a base hit. So the Monarchs, their first 2 hitters of the inning on, as Seib will move to second on the single for Bailey Lacey, and that'll bring up Anna Gottschalk, the Monarch first baseman.
First baseman number 7.
See if Monarchs try and move the runners over with nobody down here, as Gottschalk does square to bunt and gets that one down, but it's going to roll foul. Monarchs trying to get a runner in scoring position that time, as Gottschalk trying to just lay down a bunt and move everybody over. So the Monarchs had their first 2 hitters aboard. Squared around and then cut and missed at that one. And so now Gottschalk in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first as Lacey reached on a single. Seib on at second as a courtesy runner. Here's a grounder to the shortstop. 1 play for Bryant. She'll rifle it over to first for the first out of the inning, but that works just like a sacrifice. And now we'll see Coach Wilson out of the dugout for Larned as the Monarchs have a pair of runners in scoring position on the ground out by Gottschalk. And again, it works just like a sacrifice with 1 down here in the inning. So Coach Wilson out to chat with his infield and the starting pitcher Shepard, and the Monarchs got a runner on, and Heidi Gottschalk, who's due up here with 1 down in the 4th. She reached on a single back in the 2nd inning, but unfortunately was stranded at first. And back in the 3rd inning, Jody Veach reached on a single, but was stranded at 3rd. So the Monarchs, they're stranded at 2nd rather. So the Monarchs with a couple of runners on, trying to break onto the scoreboard here. First pitch from Shepard, called strike. And Heidi Gottschalk now behind in the count, no balls and a strike, with Seib to lead off 3rd, the courtesy runner. And Lacey out there as that pitch is up in the zone. Monarchs also with a runner for the pitcher Lacey, as here's a cut on and miss, and quickly 1 ball and 2 strikes to Heidi Gottschalk as the Flex player Hyman running out at second for the Monarchs pitcher Bailey Lacey. As the count even now, as that one is high at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Gottschalk trying to drive in a run here with 1 down. That pitch rolled to the shortstop. The throw will come home, and it's not in time. The Monarchs take the lead on a good slide for Seib. And the leadoff walk pays off for the Monarchs as they get a run across on the grounder on the infield. The fielder's choice for Gottschalk as she drives in a run. And that'll bring up Caitlin Zimmerman, the third baseman. So the Monarchs here with a runner at second, another at first, as that first pitch to Zimmerman, or rather runners at second and third as they advanced on the throw. That first pitch in there to Zimmerman is called a strike. She'll go after the second one, line it into center. Coming on to make the play is Russum, and the throw back to second is in time. So that time, Gottschalk got caught off the bag at second, but the Monarchs do their damage as they get a run across, lead 1-0 as we head here to the top of the 5th inning.
TMP Marion postseason softball is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni. Worlds of Opportunity, investing for eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better. Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes, a Vinstum Decorating Center, providing you with quality service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Ride Appraising Services. They are certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Garrick Implement is pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment, from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home steel siding and windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Nextech Wireless with an advanced 3G network and the best customer service. Nextech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. And Steel Fabrications, the Iron Man of Western Kansas, all helping to bring you a Thomas More Prep Marion postseason softball. Thomas More Prep Marion South.
Head to the top half of the 5th inning. 1-0 Monarchs take the lead as they get a run across in their half of the 4th inning. As they get 1 run on 1 hit and strand 1. And we head to the 5th as Larned's leadoff hitter Macy Perez cuts and misses at the first pitch from Bailey Lacey, who was still not a lot of hit for the Lady Monarchs as we play here in the top half of the 5th, as that pitch will miss and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Monarchs get a run across in their half of the 4th as the pitch here on the 1-1 offering is cut on a missed, and Lacey now ahead in the count here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Perez 0 for 1, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd. Here's the pitch cut on a miss, and Lacey with another strikeout. That will be the 2nd strikeout of the ball game for Perez. And there's 1 down. That'll bring up the catcher, Alexis Langdon, who was the strikeout victim back in the 2nd. 11 strikeouts. And here's a line drive right back up the middle. As that then hits off the center fielder Hyman, and the throw is not going to be in time back at second. So that's going to be a 1-out single for the catcher Langdon, who rifled that one right back up the middle, and then an error on the center fielder Hyman, who couldn't handle that one out there. And now the tying run out at second base here with just 1 out for Tamara Bryant, who goes after the first pitch and will foul this one back and out of play. So Lacey was cruising up until that one lined right back up the middle by Langdon. And the first hit is here's a bunt attempt that's fouled back behind the plate by Bryant, who was quickly behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes, and she's going to chat with the third base coach, who also happens to be the coach for the Indians, Coach Wilson. over there at third. So Lacey ahead here in the count, no balls and 2 strikes, trying to work around a 1-out single, and this one is fouled out of play down that first base line, and Lacey's still ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Bryant, a strikeout victim, back in the second inning. She struck out to in the second. And that pitch from Lacey up in the zone, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. As Langdon runs out there at second, reached on the first base hit of the ball game for the Larned Indians, and then went to second on the air by the center fielder. So Lacey misses high again, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 from Lacey, and this one's going to be fly down the first base line. And that one is foul down the right field line, as that one was on a line down that right field line, but foul. And so the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tamara Bryant. Lacey's 2-2 offering is chopped foul down the first base line. So a couple of shots down that first base line, but just foul for Bryant. Both of those, if they get down, they're going to score that tying run. Who's out there at second in the form of Alexis Langdon, who reached on a single and then went around to second on the air. And this one line down the first base line. That's going to be down for a base hit. They'll send to the catcher Langdon, and no throw, as Langdon will score from second on the RBI single by Bryant. And we are knotted up at a run apiece, as Larned gets that a run back here in their half of the 5th inning. And we're all tied here at 1, as Maddie Glover due up now for the Indians. Glover, the third baseman, watches that first pitch as a quick snap throw to first by Hageman, not in time, as Bryant able to dive back underneath the tag from Gottschalk. As Bailey Lacey ahead here in the count, no balls and a strike, but Larned able to plate their first run of the ball game. Here's a liner. It's going to be foul. Down there is the couple of camera people down the first base line, and looks like one of them may have been hit down there down that first base line. So last couple innings, in fact, the first couple innings, we saw the Indians really late catching up with Lacey's pitches, and now we've seen the last couple of hitters find a way to drive them down that first base line, and that one was foul, but again, much closer as they're starting to catch up with Lacey, it looks like, as the photographer down our first base line got hit by that line drive. And so hopefully photographer all right down there, as they're going to attend to her. Earlier today it was Hoisington Central Plains picking up the victory. It was a 12-0 win in 5 innings over Nickerson. And so the winner of this one will take on Hoisington Central Plains in the finals. As looks like we're about ready to get this one back underway, as the photographer able to make our way off the field on her own power, so that's good news. And we'll do this 0-2 pitch over again from Lacey to Glover, and it misses up in the zone, so it's a ball and 2 strikes. With 1 down, runner at first is Bryant, who drove in the tying run on an RBI single. Chopper to the plate, and the count remains 1 ball and 1 strike. Maddie Glover, the third baseman, walked and stole second her last time up, but then got caught trying to swipe third on a good throw by catcher Hageman. Here's the pitch. This is going to be lined into right field, and that is a good catch out there. The throwback is not in time. A pretty good look out there as Coach Schoaf quickly up and asks the home plate umpire for a ruling. That's a good catch out there by Romy and right, but the throw not quite in time, so there's 2 down here in the inning. And with 2 down, and our game tied at 1. Gonna have a substitution, as we'll have a left-handed hitter coming to the plate. As the pitch hitter will be Amanda Lessard, the sophomore. Lessard, rather, is the sophomore, as she'll hit in place of Kelsey Parr, the designated player. So 2 down here. Larned the run across in their half of this 5th inning. But 2 down now as the go-ahead run stands at first. Lacey into the windup, and that pitch is low. And the count is no balls and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting Lessard. There's a strike from Lacey, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Indians with their pitch hitter, a lefty, something Lacey hasn't seen a whole lot of. Here's the pitch cut on a miss, and Bailey Lacey quickly ahead of the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes as we get a timeout opportunity here for the third base coach to chat with the hitter. Lessard steps back in there. Lacey ahead of the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch, cut on and missed. And that'll do it for the 5th inning. The Monarchs tied here at 1 apiece as the Indians get a run across in their half of the 5th. We head to the bottom of the 5th after this. Monarchs with their chance of the plate.
Thomas More Prep Marion Softball is brought to you by Discovery Drilling with 4 late model rigs. They have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Hayes Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and acidizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of area schools. Verning's Hamburger House, feed yourself or the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply for the best in parts. Stop by Gibbs Auto Supply. And brought to you by Shelby Resources and Captiva Energy. Proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And Thomas More Prep Marion Softball is also brought to you in part by Eagle Communications, our community connected. TMP.
Head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. TMP and Larned all tied at 1 apiece as the Monarchs get a run across in their half of the 4th inning. Larned answers on the top of the 5th, and so we'll see Megan Bryn, Brianna Romy, and back to the top of the order with Jody Veach all due up for the Lady Monarchs here in their half of the 5th inning. Bryn 0 for 1 with a ground out back to the pitcher. Back in the 3rd inning as that one is cut on and missed. And so Bryn falls behind in the count, no balls and a strike. All knotted up here at 1. Second offering for Shepard towards the top of the zone, called a strike. And it is now no balls and 2 strikes to the designated player, Megan Bren. And she'll foul this one into the crowd over there at first. It's a dangerous area over there down that first base line. And the fence not high enough to knock a lot of those line drives down. Here's the 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed for out number 1. That'll bring up Brianna Romy, the right fielder, with 1 down in the Monarch half of the 5th inning.
Number 25, right fielder,
Romy with a ground out to the first baseman. Perez back in the 3rd inning with Veach waiting in the on-deck circle, and Romy goes after the first pitch and falls behind here. No balls and a strike. So all knotted up here at 1. Pretty good pitcher's duel so far as Shepard deals. That one's fouled back to the screen, and now Romy quickly falls behind in the count. No balls and a strike with Jody Veach waiting in the on-deck circle. Monarchs trying to get something going here in their half of the 5th, and here's a grounder that's stabbed by Glover at 3rd, and a good strong throw. Able to get Romy. Pretty good play over at 3rd as Glover with a strong arm to get the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 down in the inning as we go to the top of the order for Jody Veach. She's 1 for 2 with a single and a stolen base. And Shepard's first pitch in there for a strike. As Veach, the second baseman, singled back in the 3rd inning and stole 2nd. Here's a little chopper to the second baseman, Irway, who will throw out Veach. As we head to the 6th inning, still tied at a run apiece. It will be Larned's turn after this, as we are knotted up here at 6.
Thomas More Prep Marion Softball is brought to you by Discovery Drilling with 4 late model rigs. They have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services for your oil field cementing and acidizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of area schools. Verning's Hamburger House, feed yourself for the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply for the best in parts. Stop by Gibbs Auto Supply. And brought to you by Shelby Resources and Captiva Energy. Proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And Thomas More Prep Marion Softball is also brought to you in part by Eagle Communications, our community connected. TMP.
Head to the top half of the 6th inning for the Larned Indians. They'll have the 9, 1, and 2 hitters due up in their half of the first. Haley Skelton, to lead it off. The right fielder, 0 for 1. Popped out to the second baseman, Jody Veach, back in the 3rd inning. That ended the 3rd inning. Still a really good pitcher's battle. Nice little duel here as it's 1-1. And Bailey Lacey's first pitch a little bit low, and so it's 1 ball and no strike to the number 9 hitter, Skelton. And again, back to the top of the order with Smith, the leadoff hitter, and that time Skelton couldn't hold up, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Couple of hits and a run across for the Indians so far as Lacey misses up in the zone. And count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch from Lacey, fouled back into the screen, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. As Lacey works here in the top half of the 6th inning, all knotted up at a 1 run apiece. 2-2 pitch, grounded. That's going to be a base hit. It's grounded past Zimmerman at 3rd, and a leadoff single for Skelton. So a good start for the Larned Indians. Now Skelton gets her first base hit of the ball game, and we'll go back to the top of the order for Smith, who is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, has not had a good time so far facing Lacey. She'll get the bunt down, and Zimmerman can't handle it. Tried to pick it up with a glove, And it scored it out of the glove, and so now the Monarchs give up a leadoff single and an error on the third baseman Zimmerman. And so now the Indians are threatening here with nobody out. Their half of the sixth inning. They've got runners at first and second. So let's see if Lacey and company can work around a couple of runners on here in the Indian half of the sixth inning. With the center fielder Annie Russum up here. Russum 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. First pitch bunted down the third base line and a great bunt. Here's Zimmerman with a strong throw, and then it gets away from Veach, and that's going to allow a run to come home. That time, Veach, the second baseman, couldn't hang on to it, and so Zimmerman with a pretty good throw. That, unfortunately, is going to allow Skelton to come home and score on the air. And so just like that, Larned now takes a 2-1 lead. And they have runners at second and third after Russum reached on the air. So Zimmerman with the throwing error allowed Smith to reach, and then the runner came around to score. As that allowed Russum on the bunt to reach, as that pitch from Lacey is in there for a strike. Runners at second and third. Quick swing and a miss by Shepard. And Lacey ahead now in the count. No balls and 2 strikes, but runners at second and third and nobody down here. So Lacey trying to work out of some trouble. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that's a strikeout for the first out of the inning, as Shepard, the opposing pitcher, has struck out 3 times now. And we'll see Macy Perez, the first baseman for the Indians, due up as Larned gets a leadoff single by Skelton. Smith tried to lay down a bunt, but Zimmerman couldn't handle it. That allowed Smith on the air, as this one is chopped foul on the bunt back to the screen, and it's no balls and a strike. The throwing or the fielding error rather by Zimmerman allowed Smith to reach. And then the air as Russum tried to lay down a bunt. Zimmerman had to rifle it across as the bunt attempt was pulled back in time. That offering, and it is 1 ball and 1 strikes, or 1 strike rather. Down even here with 1 out to Perez. And Lacey misses on the 1-1 offering, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So 1 run across here for Larned as they take advantage of a couple of Monarch errors. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This is lofted into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit as the Indians drive across another run as they lead 3-1 on the RBI single for Perez. Just able to loft that one into center field. And now there are runners at the corners. And it is 3 balls and a strike. Or rather, it is 3-1. Larned with the lead as Lacey works with 1 out. First pitch to Langdon, fouled back to the screen. Langdon tied the ball game. She came around to score back in the 5th inning, reached on a single, went to second on an error by the center fielder Hyman, and came around to score on the RBI single by Bryant. Here's the 0-1 offering, bounce to the plate, and that will allow Perez to take second. So no throw down as that one bounced to the plate, and now there are runners at second and third with just 1 down, and this one gets away from the catcher Hegeman, and another run will come in and score. So 3 across in this half of the inning for the Indians as we work here in the top half of the 6th. As Russum comes to score on the passed ball. And now there's a runner at third. That's Perez. This one is fouled back and out of play. And it is 4-1 in favor of the Larned Indians. They scored 3 here in this inning. Here's a line drive that's pulled foul down the third base line. So Langdon a little out in front of that one. With just one down here and a runner at third. That's Perez who drove in a run, an RBI single. Here's a chopper. That's going to get off of the first baseman, Gottschalk. And so a run will come home to score on the air by the first baseman. And Larned with 4 across in their half of the inning. So we'll see a courtesy runner after the air on the third, or the first baseman, rather, Gottschalk. As we see Madison Wares, a courtesy runner for Larned, who leads 5-1. Here's a grounder that's going to get past Gottschalk at first, and that's in for a base hit. That one, a hard shot right at Gottschalk. That one may go down as an error. That one right at Gottschalk on a line drive. And so that will allow Bryant to reach. And with just one down here, Maddie Glover to the plate. Third baseman flew out back to right field as she pops this one into the screen on a bunt attempt. Glover flied out to right back in the 5th inning. As the Indians have runners at first and second with just one down. They've scored 4. They're half of the 6th. Bailey Lacey's pitch is up in the zone. And so the count is even now at a ball and a strike. All started with a Skelton single, but the back-to-back errors allowed 2 runs to come around and score, then a passed ball. This one is fouled down the first base line and out of play, and Lacey ahead here in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Monarchs with back-to-back errors and then a passed ball. Another error here in this inning. And this one is flied into right field as Romy over to make the catch. And there is now 2 down as Romy able to get it in quickly as Glover flies out to right field for the second down of the ball game and the second time is second time she flies out to right, and there's 2 outs now as the Monarchs appeal out there at second. See if the pitch runner Wares left early. They say she did not. And the runner will take second. No throw by the Monarchs with 2 down here in the inning. And the pitch misses away, and it's a ball and a strike as Bryant took second. And so now there are runners at second and third. Lacey's pitch in there for a strike, and she's ahead now in the count. A ball and 2 strikes. The Monarchs trailing 5-1. Larned has sent now 9 players to the plate here in their half of the 6th. And that one bounces up there, and it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the number 8 hitter Parr waits for the pitch. That'll get away from the catcher Hegeman, underhand scoop on the tag at home is no good. I'll say she got on underneath the tag from Lacey at home. And so on a passed ball, that allows Wares to come home and score. And it's now 6-1 in favor of the Indians. That is a strikeout to end the inning with the damage done. 5 across in the top half of the 6th inning. Monarchs trailing 6-1 as we head to their half of the 6th next.
Marion postseason softball is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni. Worlds of opportunity, investing for eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better. Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes, a Vinstum Decorating Center, providing you with quality service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Ride Appraising Services. They are certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Garrick Implement is pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home steel siding and windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Nextech Wireless with an advanced 3G network and the best customer service. Nextech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. And Steel Fabrications, the Iron Man of Western Kansas, all helping to bring you a Thomas More Prep Marion postseason softball.
And in the bottom half of the 6th inning, TMP trailing now 6-1 as the Lady Monarchs need to find some offense here against Shay Shepard, the Larned starter, who has been really good so far in their half, or rather half in their circle for Larned. So we'll see Veach as she goes after the first one. Kelly Veach 0 for 2 with a strikeout back in the first inning. Shepard quickly ahead here in the count, no balls and a strike. Laurel Hageman and Bailey Lacey all due up in their half of the inning for the Monarchs. That pitch misses in at a defensive count at a ball and a strike. So the Monarchs with a run across back in the 4th inning. That put them ahead 1-0, but then Larned answered with 1 in their half of the 5th and then exploded for 5 in the 6th as the Monarchs try and answer back. Here's a line drive that is caught on a good little diving play out there in left field as Aaron Smith goes to a knee to rob Veach of a base hit. That one, if it gets by Smith, is trouble with Veach's speed, but unfortunately a line out to left field for the first out of the inning. Pretty good play out there by Smith in left field. That'll bring up Laurel Hageman. Monarch catcher goes after the first pitch and fouls this one back to the screen. Hageman 0 for 1 with a walk. Came around to score back in the 4th inning on the Gottschalk fielder's choice. Hageman waits on the pitch. He'll drive this one on a little bloop single. It gets past the first baseman over there in that hole between first and second. And a 1-out single for Laurel Hageman. And we again have the courtesy runner. And it is Sierra Seib who runs again. She was actually the one who came around to score back in that 4th inning as the courtesy runner. As Bailey Lacey, the pitcher, steps up 1 for 2. She'll go after the first pitch and lift this one into right field. That's going to be down for a bloop base hit. So a couple of well-placed hits to right field, and we'll see Hyman come and run for Bailey Lacey as the Monarchs with 1 down in their half of the 6th inning, brewing a little offense here, trying to get something going. Trailing by 5 as Anna Gottschalk, the first baseman, waits on the first pitch. It's inside. It gets away from the catcher. A throw down to third, not in time. And as the runners will advance on the passed ball. That time, Simon, shortstop Bryant, had a little bit of contact. As here's a line drive that's going to get off the glove of the third baseman, and that's going to allow Side to come home and score. So that'll go down as an error by Glover. Sy will come and score the second run for the Monarchs of the ball game. So they cut the deficit to 4 runs here in the 6th inning, with still just 1 out. Now runners at first and second as that first pitch to Hadi Gottschalk is up in the zone. Now Gottschalk will loft this one to the shortstop as Bryant will make the catch, and then they're going to double off Hyman, who got caught off of second base, and the double play is going to end the threat in the Monarch half of the 6th inning. Get a runner across, but the double play ends the threat. Will be Larned's turn to the plate in the 7th after this.
More Prep Marion softball is brought to you by Discovery Drilling. With 4 late model rigs, they have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services for your oil field cementing and acidizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of area schools. Verney's Hamburger House, feed yourself for the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply, for the best in parts. Style by Gibbs Auto Supply. And brought to you by Shelby Resources and Captiva Energy. Proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And Thomas More Prep Marion softball is also brought to you in part by Eagle Communications, our community connected. TMP Marion.
Head to the top half of the 7th inning. Larned Indians is the number 3 seed. They come in at 8-12 on the season, but they lead the Lady Monarchs from TMP 6-2. As we will have the right fielder, the right fielder Skelton due up here to face Bailey Lacey. This went the entire way for the Monarchs, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. 6-2, Larned with the lead as that one by Skelton is fouled back into the screen, and she's the one who got it all started in the 5-run 6th inning for the Indians, as she reached on a single, then eventually came around to score as she's out in front of that one, and Hageman can't get the tag on strike 3, but the throw down in time. And so 1 down on the strikeout by Bailey Lacey. And we'll go back to the top of the order.
Left fielder number 11, Aaron Smith.
Strikeout number 14 of the ball game for Bailey Lacey, and the first pitch to the leadoff hitter Aaron Smith is in there for a strike. Her 14 strikeouts on the year gives her 97, in this ball game gives her 97 on the season, as that one bounces up there in the defensive count at a ball and a strike. Make it 15 strikeouts now on the year on the game for Lacey, as that one called a ball. And the 2-1 pitch is up in the zone, and it's 3 balls and a strike. She's just 2 away from 100 on the season. Here's a 3-1 offering. That's called ball 4. Second walk allowed in the ball game for Lacey. And it's with 1 down. And that'll bring up Annie Russum, the center fielder for the Larned Indians. Russum lines this one past the shortstop Veach. That's going to be in for a base hit, as the runner Smith will go to third. And there are now runners at the corners with 1 down on the single by Russum. So that one lined past Veach. As we get a nice little critter running across the diamond. So here's a quick bunt attempt that's going to go back to the screen. And Lacey ahead here in the count, no balls and a strike. Runners at the corners. Smith on at third. She walked and then went to third on the single by Russum with one down. There's a cut on a miss, and Russum will head to second. So Monarchs are giving them second base here with just one down. And Lacey with the 0-2 pitch. That's a cut on a miss. So a strikeout for Lacey, her second of the inning. And that will bring up Macy Perez, the first baseman. Perez 1 for 3, couple of strikeouts as she cuts and misses at the first one. But had an RBI single, stole a base and came around to score back in that sixth inning. Lacey's pitch cut on a missed, and Bailey Lacey quickly ahead in here in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. 16 strikeouts in the ball game for Lacey. Oh, here's the 0-2 pitch, and this one's fouled back to the screen. So Lacey battling tough with runners now at second and third, and 2 down, top half of the seventh. And this one fouled back and out of play. So Perez staying alive in this plate appearance with a 4-run lead here at 6-2. Perez trying to build to that lead, and this one grounded to the shortstop Veach. Kelly on with a throw, and it is in time. A couple of strikeouts in the inning as the Monarchs will have their final turn at the plate, trailing by 4 as we head to the 7th inning. Monarchs trailing 6-2.
Season softball is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion alumni. Worlds of opportunity, investing for eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better. Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes, a Vinstum Decorating Center, providing you with quality service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bacon Ride Appraising Services. They are certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Carrico Implement is pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home steel siding and windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Nextech Wireless with an advanced 3G network and the best customer service. Nextech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. And Steel Fabrications, the Iron Man of Western Kansas, all helping to bring you a Thomas More Prep Marion postseason softball. Top.
End of the Monarch half of the 7th inning. They need 4 runs to keep their season alive. As they trail 6-2, we'll see the Monarchs' third baseman, Caitlin Zimmerman, due up to lead it off here for TMP. She'll be followed by due up next, Megan Brennan and Brianna Romy. First pitch from Shepard, chopped right back to the pitcher, and the throw is in time. So 1 down here is Lacey will round out to the pitcher. That'll bring up a new hitter. We'll have a pitch hitter in this Seib. Sierra Seib hitting in place of the designated player Megan Brin. So Seib will get her first turn at the plate. Actually it'll be her second plate appearance of the year. And the first pitch from Shepard misses inside. And so Seib ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. And this is a cue shot, but caught by the first baseman Perez, and now 2 down in the inning. So 2 down, that'll bring up Brianna Romy, the freshman. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Lined out to third, or rather grounded out to third, or to first, back in the third, as the first pitch from Shepard is called a ball, and it's a ball and no strikes. There's a 1-0 offering. That one foul tipped, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Romy back in the 5th inning. Grounded out to the third baseman. So 0 for 2 in the ballgame. 1-1 cut on a missed. And the Monarchs quickly down to their last strike. As Romy had a ball and 2 strikes. So 2 down here, bottom half of the 7th inning. 1-2 pitch from Shepard, cut on a missed. And that's going to do it. Monarch season will come to an end as they fall 6-2 at the hands of the Larned Indians. So 6-2, Larned with the victory. Larned moves to 9-12 on the year. They advance on to take on Hoisington Central Plains in the championship of the Larned Regional. As for the TMP Lady Monarchs, they finished the year 10-11, losing by that final score again of 6-2 for the Lady Monarchs. Pretty good outing from Bailey Lacey. Unfortunately, comes up short on the scoreboard as she's going to take the loss. She goes the distance, gives up those 6 runs, allowed 6 hits, but the 4 errors really did the Lady Monarchs in. So real quickly, a quick recap of our ball game. Lacey strikes out the side in the 1st and the 2nd. The Larned Indians get a runner on and a walk in the 3rd, but Lacey able to work around that. She then strikes out the side in the 4th. Monarchs get their first run of the ball game in that bottom half of the 4th inning as Laurel Hageman reached on a walk. She then eventually came around to score on a fielder's choice by Heidi Gottschalk. So Monarchs get a run across in their half of the inning, lead 1-0 after 4. But you go to the 5th, and Larned had an answer. They get a single with the catcher Alexis Langdon on a rocket right back up the middle, and then an error by the center fielder Hyman allowed Langdon to go to second. She would come around to score on the Tamara Bryant's RBI single. That tied the ball game at 1 after 5. You go to the 6th inning, Monarchs get, or rather the that was through the top half of the 5th. We go to the 6th, and that's when Larned does their damage as they played 5 runs. It all started with a Skelton single to lead it off, as then Caitlin Zimmerman with a throwing error that's, or rather a fielding error that allowed Skelton to advance. And then the very next play, we had a throwing error by Zimmerman as well, as that one was out of the reach of Veach, the second baseman, trying to cover on a bunt attempt, as that allowed then the run to come around and score, as that made the score 2-1 in favor of Larned. They would add another run on a passed ball, actually got another run on an error, as the error was on Zimmerman on the throw, then the pass ball rather by the catcher. Hageman allowed Russum to come around and score. She raced on the air, and then an RBI single by Perez followed that up. She then stole second, came around to score on a passed ball, and then another single. Or rather, she actually came around to score that 5th run of the inning on the pass ball, as that would make it 6-1 in favor of Larned, as they played in 5 runs in the 6th inning. They take advantage of 3 hits, but more importantly, 3 errors and a couple of pass balls in that inning. And then for the Monarchs to get a run back in the 6th, as Hageman singled, and Sierra Sy would come around to score. But that would not be enough, as the Monarchs go 1-2-3 in their half of the 7th and fall 6-2. As for Bailey Lacey, I mentioned, gives up all 6 runs. Of course, because of those errors, looks like 2 of them are going to be earned for Lacey. And in the ball game, Lacey ends up striking out like she ends up striking out 16, struck out the side in the first second and fourth. And so 16 strikeouts looks like in the ball game for Bailey Lacey, who unfortunately suffers the loss for the Lady Monarchs as they finish the year 10 and 11. And Larned will advance on to the regional final. Well, they here in just moments will take on Hoisington Central Plains. Big thanks to Harrison Brent. I'm Jonathan Swaggart. Again, our final here this afternoon from Larned as the Indians picking up a 6-2 win over the TMP Lady Monarchs. Our final 6-2. I'm Jonathan Swaggart.
This 2015 postseason broadcast is brought to you by Thomas More Prep Marion Alumni, Worlds of Opportunity, Investing for Eternity. Walmart Superstore, save money, live better, Walmart. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitson Decorating Center, providing you with quality, service, selection, and value since 1945. Westview Church of Hayes, helping you enjoy life. See them online at westviewchurch.tv. Bank and Wright Appraising Services, they're certified to provide appraisals for your next transaction. Chemical Implement, pleased to offer the John Deere line of equipment from farm tractors to lawn and garden equipment. Home Steel Siding and Windows, making your home or business beautiful, energy efficient, and comfortable. G&L Tire and Automotive, more than just tires. They do oil changes, alignments, brake service, transmission flushes, and more. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide. Steel Fabrications, the Iron Men of Western Kansas. Cross Manufacturing, producing one of the most extensive hydraulic component lines on the market today. Discovery Drilling, with 4 late model rigs, they have served central and western Kansas for over 20 years. Hey Chevrolet, they love to do business with a smile and a handshake. Swift Services, call Swift Services for your oil field cementing and acidizing needs. Ted and Shelley Fuchs, proud supporters of various schools. Bernie's Hamburger House, feed yourself or the whole team with great burgers, milkshakes, and the award-winning onion rings. Gibbs Auto Supply, for the best in parts, stop by Gibbs Auto Supply. Shelby Resources and Captima Energy, proud to support the TMP Monarchs and the Hayes High Indians. And by Eagle Communications, our community connected.